Welcome back to Unwrapped. I'm Mark Summers, doing it up Chicago style. There are usually two things people think about when they talk about Chicago food: deep dish pizza and Chicago dogs. In a survey, guess who people said they'd most like to share a Chicago-style hot dog with? Country singer Reba McEntire, football coach Mike Ditka, and actress Eva Longoria. Yeah. Well, whoever you share it with, your Chicago dog was probably made by Vienna Beef. They make 250 million hot dogs every year, and they let us into the factory to see all the secrets. For tourists,
how you doing?
No trip to the Windy City is complete
Number 73,
without taking a bite
enjoy your meal.
out of a true local specialty. In the city of Chicago,
There you go, Chief.
there's no doubt that the hot dog is top dog.
Oh boy, I can't envision Chicago without a hot dog.
And no hot dog is more closely tied to the city than those made by Vienna Beef.
It's a love affair between hot dogs and Chicago that dates way back to 1893 when Vienna Beef first introduced the hot dog to Chicago at the Chicago Columbian Exposition.
At Vienna Beef's home base in Chicago, they crank out 250 million hot dogs a year, and they still cook them the way they always have, starting with the best of the bull.
We select bull meat because of its color and texture and its ability to provide an excellent bite for our Chicago-style hot dog.
A machine called a vacuum chopper combines ground beef and fat, along with some spice and ice, and pressure cooks it into a soft beef batter called an emulsification.
This emulsification is then placed inside the stuffers.
The stuffers wrap a natural casing around the meat, giving it the familiar hot dog shape.
They go from the stuffing into the smokehouse.
Inside the smokehouse, the newly stuffed links go to firm up and plump up. It's not until they come out of the smokehouse fully cooked that the trademarked red coloring really comes out. Once the casings are stripped off, the hot dogs are ready to be packaged and sent out across the country. But before that can happen, random samples are inspected by the staffers at Vienna in a very hands-on form of quality control.
My favorite way is to catch them right at the temperature and natural casing right out of the smokehouse.
It's awesome. Just the right amount of flavor, perfectly cooked. The right amount of snap. Casing is tender. It's great.
But these Franks are going to need some accessorizing to become Chicago icons.
The Chicago-style hot dog has everything in it that you could possibly want.
The classic Chicago sandwich with all the fixins was born out of necessity during the Great Depression.
One of the ways for Vienna Beef to differentiate themselves during the Depression was to offer a sandwich on top of the hot dog. So while other vendors were selling hot dogs for a nickel, Vienna Beef was selling a hot dog for a nickel, but they were adding the condiments on it to sort of give it a salad on top of a meal.
When it comes to making a true Chicago-style hot dog, there's no messing around.
You got to start off with a pure beef Vienna hot dog and nestle it into a poppy seed bun that's steamed.
You top it with what you call dragging it through the garden.
You cover it with your mustard,
Relish,
Onion,
tomato,
pickle spear.
sport peppers.
then you sprinkle it with the essence of the gods, which is our celery salt.
That's a true Chicago hot dog.
That may look like loads of ingredients, but in Chicago, one popular condiment is definitely not invited to the party.
You never put ketchup on a Chicago-style hot dog.
No ketchup. Very important.
I don't care if you spell it with a K or a C, you don't put it on.
With ketchup or without, no matter how you choose to stack it, Vienna Beef is #1 in the Second City. Just look for one of their 1,600 hot dog stands on the streets of Chicago.
A hot dog a day is a beautiful thing in the city of Chicago, especially in the summertime.